Get started. Everyone's ready. So welcome to Coffeyville special meeting for Thursday, May 14th, 2020. We'll take roll at this time.
Mayor Bauer,
Here.
Commissioner Maxon,
Here.
Commissioner York,
Here.
Vice Mayor Doan,
Here.
Commissioner Van Oster.
Here.
All right, so we'll move into new business. Resolution R-20-34 to certify legal authority and authorization to apply for the CDBG CV program from the State of Kansas Department of Commerce. Stephanie Richardson will make comments.
Mayor and Commissioners, I'm going to try to handle both of these agenda items with the same staff report, if that's okay, because
Sure, you may go ahead. You may just go ahead and read the second one.
Sure.
Okay. And resolution number R-20-35 to execute an agreement for administrative consulting services with Southeast Kansas Regional Planning Commission for the CDBG CV program. Stephanie Richardson will make comments on those also.
Okay. The State of Kansas Department of Commerce has recently received some federal funding that they are allowing a community development block grant opportunity to counties and cities for funding to help with the COVID pandemic. There are two sources of funding available out of these monies. The first one is economic development, and this pot of money is to retain jobs for low to moderate income employees. These are grants that can be issued to local businesses and can be used to pay for things such as working capital, such as wages, utilities, rent, or to purchase up to 60 days of inventory needed to reopen once those businesses are allowed to reopen. The max amount that the city could apply for would be $300,000. It's broken down between two different types of loans. There's a micro loan and then the regular CDBG loan. The micro would be for employers with employee numbers of 1 to 5, and then the regular would be with employees from 5 to 50. There's also another pot of money for meal programs. Those grants are intended to help with funding for supplement various programs that provide access to nutritious food during this COVID crisis. They can be directed towards programs to replenish our local food banks or to support organizations that provide meals for like children impacted by the loss of the school meal programs, those types of things. The maximum grant award for those would be $100,000. There are limits based on what the city how we would set our program up. The microloans, I believe, are $35,000 or $30,000, and the regular loans would be $50,000. And again, it's kind of at the city's discretion of how we set up our program once we would be awarded these funds. The Department of Commerce is awarding these monies on a first come, first served basis, which is why we're having the special commission meeting so that we can kind of speed up our process as much as possible. We are submitting a request for the maximum amounts of the loans, so $300,000 for the economic development and $100,000 for the meal programs. There is no city money or city funds that's required for matching with these grant dollars. They do require adoption of several resolutions and related documents. There's the certification of the legal authority to apply for the grant. There is an applicant recipient disclosure update report, which shows if there is a financial interest in the project. There's a residential anti-displacement and relocation assistance plan, which there's no occupied dwellings or anything that would be demolished as part of this project. Again, these are CDBG requirements that are part of these programs. And a state of assurances and certifications, which lists all the applicable federal and state guidelines that we would have to comply with in order to accept these funds. Also, as part of this, we've included a resolution to for administrative consulting services with Southeast Kansas Regional Planning Commission. That is typically who we used through the city to administer these funds. The agreement is for an amount not to exceed $15,000, and kind of the steps moving forward to help us apply with this money. We do need to hold a public hearing. That is required to be published in the newspaper, which we have sent to the Coffeyville Journal. They will publish on Saturday, May the 16th. Therefore, we can have the public hearing. There's a 7-day period required there. We can have the public hearing on Friday, May 22nd. So we have scheduled that for 8:30 in the morning in the City Hall Commission Room. We will take comments from the public. It's an opportunity for the commission to consider input from the public. And again, our steps moving forward is to approve the resolutions this evening. We will need to hold the public hearing on Friday, and then approve the agreement with the Southeast Kansas Regional Planning Commission. Once we've held that public hearing and we have the resolutions approved, we can submit our application to the state and get in line for that first come, first serve award process that they have put in place. If you have any questions, I'd be glad to try to answer those.
First,
So the limit is 50 employees and under as far as qualifying for any of those funds?
The maximum amount is the 50 employees, yes.
so it's small businesses then, right?
Yes.
And these are loans to those businesses?
These are grants to those businesses.
That's what I was wondering. That's what I was going to ask. Is this similar to like the PPP loans that the banks are doing where they get forgiveness? But if they're grants, then no, they're obviously not loans.
Yeah.
Right. And what's
So-
been explained to us is once the city would be awarded, then we go through our process of determining who we're going to award the grants to. And then as those companies spend the monies, they would submit those invoices to the city would submit to the state would then release those funds back to the city to remit back to the business.
Okay.
And have
So-
you already got your plan in place as far as how you qualify, what the process will
Right.
be for this, or are we still working on that?
That's what we're working on right now. The state, it's not been that long since they've received
Right.
all this information and gotten it out to the cities. So we've been busy trying to work on the application and getting all of that pieced together. We will start kind of working and formulating our plan as to how we're going to award the funds, who that responsibility will lie with as far as who is approving those applications, who's taking the applications and getting that information. We're working on that process now.
Yeah. Once we get that,
Go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
Paul.
so once we get that information, could you please share that with the commission? Because I was curious, is it going to be like a first come, first serve, kind of like it is through the state, or is that how we're going to try to manage this? Because we could really get into some serious politics if we say one person gets it and another person doesn't. I think we just put them in order of this is who requested it, and that's just my input. But and I'm sure there's probably 4 other opinions on here also. So, but I know it's one of those things where we have to be careful because we don't want to. We just want to make sure that what we're doing is the right thing to do, and I know that we are. You know, I'm not implying that we're not. I just want to make sure that we have some rules set in place of what we're going to do, because I just don't want someone coming back to me and said, I contacted City Hall the day that this program opened. I should have been number 1 and I didn't get anything, but somebody that was number 10 got it, right? So, yeah.
And we're finding that now with the state. This has been a hurried process for them as well. We've had trouble getting onto the site to get access to the applications. There are still communities that can't get access to the application. Delays with, whether your newspaper publishes once a week or 5 days a week, or
Yeah.
So there's all those things you need to take into consideration, and we would need to do that as well on our side.
Yeah,
Right.
so, and how you accept the application, so is it going to be an internet-based, is it going to be a walk-in, is it going to be a phone call, is it, so, I mean, there's a lot of different ways to approach that, and how do you determine who's first come, first serve on that basis, so that'll be a little tricky to figure out.
Yes.
Yep, I agree. I just, I definitely put our heads together and try to come up with the most reasonable way to do it without over managing it. I mean, I don't want to have to hire a full-time employee to manage this program.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're not going to, but this could really occupy a lot of someone's time at City Hall that we're already running pretty thin at, right? So we just need to.
Right.
So is this consulting group, is that the one out of Chanute?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Susan Gilmore is the one that
Yes.
we've been working with on.
Susan's really good, yes.
Yes,
Yep.
she is.
Yep.
And our goal at this point was just, we need to get the city's application completed
our
and get
place
it in,
in
so we
line.
get in that line to
Yes.
make sure that we're the first come, first serve
And I think
as well.
some of what I've heard, it sounds like cities may be planning to set up boards or committees that will advise, you can set it up however you want, it's local.
Right.
But whether they advise the commission and the commission approves, or how that's set up will be determined by us.
Yeah. Yep.
And I'm sure as more information comes out, there'll be minimum requirements. And that's kind of where we'll start building our program.
Yes.
And we'll
I
have all
think-
that before the next public hearing as far as that information and kind of a plan on what we're going to do, or do you think?
By the time we do the public hearing, I would think that we'd have some of that worked out.
Okay.
I think it's a great opportunity for our small businesses in Coffeyville. So we need to definitely do our part and push forward and get this pushed through as fast as we can. And hopefully we can capitalize on some of these funds.
We'll hope we're successful.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are there any other questions, comments?
No.
If not, I'll move to approve resolution number R-20-34 and 35 for approval.
I'll second.
Motion is made by Mayor Bauer, seconded by Commissioner Van Oster to approve Resolution R-20-34 and Resolution R-20-35 as presented. Commissioner Maxson.
Aye.
Commissioner York.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Doan.
Aye.
Commissioner Van Oster.
Aye.
Mayor Bauer.
Aye. And Melissa, since Commissioner Doan is at City Hall, he's going to sign the papers if he hasn't already shared that with you. So,
Okay.
or I can run up there. Whatever's easiest. It doesn't make a difference.
Since he's here, he can sign. That's fine.
Okay. All right. Just want to give you. I saw that my name was on the sheets listed down below, so I didn't know if that needed to be changed to
We
his
can
name.
change that. I can
Perfect.
change that before signed.
Okay. Good.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Stephanie, for working on this. It's
Yes.
Yeah.
a lot. And
It's
over
been a group effort.
15 pages that you sent for us to look at. There's a lot involved. So I appreciate it very, very much.
Yeah, I agree.
It's important for our community to
It is.
get involved in this, so.
Good deal.
But thank you
All right.
very much.
All right. Thanks, everyone. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Motion is made by Mayor Bauer, seconded by Commissioner Van Oster to adjourn. Can I see a show of hands? Thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you. Everyone have a good
Aye.
evening.
You too.
Bye, guys.